this is a park area that's between some pathways that we have not done anything with ever, and it's real small. But as you can see, when there's a pond over there, then there's a park creek, or a river over there. So aesthetically valuable area, but you have no sight lines on it. And what we're going to be doing is, in this park unit, we've definitely cleaned up 90% of the burdock. Who knows if that's going to seed this year? Keep an eye on it. We might not deal with this year if it's not. But here there's some seeding buckthorn or burdock, and we need to take care of those. The one positive is that these are not very big. This year we've had a series of very dry periods. Get to the point where things would almost start dying or actually die. Then we get some rain and it'd live, grow a little bit. And we've had that cycle like 3 or 4 times. So these burdock here have not really grown that much, which is very fortunate for us if we want to deal with those this year, even though they're not seeding. But the thing about burdock, if you get it really early, you can kill thousands of plants very quickly when they're small rosettes. And that's really the way to deal with burdock. When you get it to this point where you have to cut it, that's work, that's debris. So if you can avoid that, you really definitely want to do that. And also, I mean, you can realistically in this early spring kill 100 burdock in the same amount of time that it takes to dig up a couple of these. So really focus in the spring on those. And I think you can even do it in the fall too on the small ones, the small rosettes. So you get the large numbers, you never let them get big. And you kill thousands of them quickly, so you don't have to deal with them and then the future seed generations. Now, this is a nice privet, a real nice privet. And buckthorn right along the edge, forming a lot of seeds. So birdies will spread those all over the place, and we'll just carpet in here. You know this area is just going to be a thicket once you clean this out. But the thing is, we're just going to focus on the burdock in this particular area. We have other areas that we have to focus on more. But if you take a look inside here, it's like that's what you want to clean out. They're just a handful of plants and all the cedars. If you do that, you'll be able to get a large chunk of this area done quickly, and then you work on the back end of this stretch in front. You never address the front head on. You always work it from the back end. The only thing is, you clean out the back end and the middle as much as possible, then start shaving off the edges. The only thing that I would possibly do around here is make sure that the seeding ones are not seeding, and then leave those for later, the other ones for later. So here you have some more buckthorn. Yeah, it looks like somebody stripped some there. But yeah, these we can cut to the ground and deal with them, and they'll be killed. A little bit below the ground is what you want to do. Fortunately, it's not very big. But this area we're going to focus on next spring on the small ones. And there's really not a whole lot of burdock in here. There could be a lot more if we had more rain. So I think we're just anything that is visible in here we're going to take care of and not have to deal with it next year. Here's a pretty good size one, almost 6 feet tall. But yeah, if we had rain, this thing would have been monstrous. It's big, but it didn't have what it needed to get bigger. And it's more burdock. This whole corner is a lot of burdock, a lot of curly dock in there. The thing is, nobody really focuses on that. It's like on the bottom of the list. That's something that you really got to take care of also. Again, that's another herbaceous and invasive species that if you deal with it early in the spring, you can take care of it a lot. You're going to have a lot of seed bank, but really what you want is have it compete with native structure in the future. The more and more native structure that has to compete with them, less likely it's going to bounce back. Just won't be able to start. So it's a very small area. As I said, we just don't have the time to deal with it completely this year, but we'll make some impact definitely with the burdock. And then this area here, it's a very similar area, but it's a little larger. Same thing with the burdock over there. It's kind of along the edges, it's like that. Inside there's some problems though, but the burdock is going to be gone.